This is the cheap R, and today I'm going to tell you all about it. So let's start off in the back. I'll save the good stuff for later in the video, but obviously you can see this is the cheap R. I have the risky R, obviously you guys know. If you couldn't tell by a couple little battle scars right here with these little stitches and the crinkled up plate and the wrap falling off, this is the cheap R. It's supposed to be the cheapest Golf R in the world, but also like the best Golf R in the world, which it does pretty darn well. To give you a little bit of background with this car was rolled, picked up from Copart by P3 Cars. I'll link their YouTube channel in the description. It was picked up from Copart for about $4,500, delivered to their door. It was crashed in, I believe, somewhere in the West Coast, maybe Seattle or Colorado, not entirely sure, but the guy was doing a little bit of some aggressive driving and maybe hit a curb and then flipped up onto a hill and kind of slid on top of, like, on a hill. So you'll see more carnage towards the front, but that's kind of the background of this car. There's about 14 grand into this car, but with an insurance claim of getting rear-ended, if you couldn't tell. And obviously, why would they fix it? They just kind of put some little stitches here, flattened up the plate, moved the exhaust tips out a little bit more and re-centered this diffuser up and made it look good. But with this insurance claim, they're at about 9 grand total into this car, which is very good considering what this car is. So to kind of start off, I want to go off with all the sponsors on this car. There's a lot of people that have helped with build this car. Kind of why it's been so cheap to begin with is with all the sponsors. But first off, 1552. Usually this car runs on some black rally kind of style wheels from 1552. I'll throw up a picture of the car right now with those wheels. They're freaking sweet. A lot of Focus guys run them, but they look really good. They kind of go with the rally style of this car. Then obviously ECS tuning. This car has the ECS tuning exhaust, which has the valved exhaust, and then also has a lot of extra goodies and whatnot with the rotors and pretty much all the parts coming from ECS tuning. So ECS tuning is the main sponsor of this build. Then you have Wookiees in the Wood. Obviously, this is the car that kind of got Jake and the guys at P3 Gauges at Wookiees in the Woods. They didn't really have Volkswagen to begin with. They got the Hoon van, and then they picked up this, and this kind of sprung their whole Mark 6 thing. Now I have a Mark 6. Now Jake has another Mark 6. Now CJ has a Mark 6. Everyone's getting Mark 6s, so it's going around the whole family. This car is Unitronic Stage 2, has a Unitronic downpipe and a Unitronic intercooler, and obviously that's how this car makes those big power numbers, is with that Unitronic tune. And over here to the side, we have a little bit of stickers here. Obviously 129 is the Dragon. That's where the Wookiees in the Woods is. Beautiful, beautiful place. Exclusive Customs, they do all the tinting for all of Jake's vehicles and everyone that we know's vehicles. They're great here in Columbus. If you need some tint, go ahead and hit those guys up. They know what's up. Wookiees in the Woods, CJM. They have that beautiful front splitter on the front, which we'll get to here in a second, but I'll throw some B-roll up right now. But that thing is amazing. That freaking crazy chassis mounted splitter. You can literally stand on it. Anyways, we'll get to that second. And then Fix Fest, this car was at Fix Fest. And then Camp Kiefer, you know who you are. Now here at the front of the car, got these pretty beautiful rusty fenders. I'm not sure how long they'll stay on. Jake doesn't like them from P3. I freaking love these things. It really adds to the car, so I think you should keep them. Let me know what you think in the comments. But this is where a lot of the damage has happened. You'll see the entire front of the car, the roof is all like really badly dented in because that's where it was rolled, and they had to like pull it up and do all this crazy stuff and pull it and make sure they could actually get the windshield to actually sit correctly. So they had to do a lot of work. So a lot of the damage is on the roof. You can kind of, sunroof kind of like, has a little bit of a gap that you'll see. So, but hey, it's character. And then in the front, this thing has seen better days. You got part of the broken underbelly panel that he used for part of the bumper. Don't know what this is from, but this is part of the bumper now. All these stitches continued. No grill. Gotta have that airflow, gotta have that great airflow. No grill here. Headlights still work great. The swivel headlights work great. But yeah, lots of stuff going on here, there's dents, on the side of the car and everywhere that you can pretty much see because this car was pretty badly rolled. Down here in the front, you'll see the car unfortunately had a date with a snowdrift on Christmas Eve and did some extra damage. No more Volkswagen logo. Really destroyed it pretty bad. Missing the grill, missing the R logo, unfortunately. And there was a grill here, but now there isn't. So luckily didn't hurt the halo lights. And then this CJM front splitter bracket really helped keep the car intact. But yeah, a little bit of extra damage here than maybe Jake would have bargained for with that snow drift, but it really adds character and really adds to the look of this car. I'm going to show you this splitter. This splitter is crazy. Like I said, it's chassis mounted. You can literally stand on this splitter. I'm literally not even joking. I mean, you can stand on this thing. It moves the whole car. This is like a freaking splitter. I mean, Jake moves the trash can around P3 with this splitter. I mean, this thing is beefy. I mean, look at the whole car shakes like crazy with this splitter. So I really recommend this splitter if you're kind of going for that crazy race car look. And it's also super functional because it's chassis mounted. If you hit something, dude, no match for this splitter. Hit a cone on the highway, no match. Does not matter. This splitter is intense. Now in the engine bay, where you can see some goodies and some things that help this car make help that car reach that stage 2 power numbers with the Unitronic tune that it has. Racing line intake. This car actually came with this racing line intake. This is the first gen. My car has the second gen racing line intake, but they're pretty much the same thing. This thing sounds really good. It's that snorkel intake, and it has that enclosed housing, so you get the you don't get the super high intake temps like you do with kind of just an open cone filter. This engine is really clean. There wasn't really any issues with this car when it came, or with the engine when it was rolled, other than maybe a leak. This engine is really clean. Jake keeps it really tidy, and this car, does a really good job. The downpipe, which you need for that tune, where you also need the intake, and that's pretty much it to make the stage 2 power numbers and to jump pretty far from stock power numbers, which allows this car to be really fast and really just kind of makes me giggle a lot. See here in a second when I go and take this out for a spin. That's about it for the engine. This car has some pretty cool rally and just fun car features. First off, it has a really nice sounding exhaust, especially when you do some launch control. So let me give you some revs so you can hear this car and do a little bit of some launch control action. Something else that Jake added to this car is halo lights, which are right here in the front of the car. And take a look at these. They're pretty darn bright. And they're actually really useful. We used them at the Dragon and Wookiees in the Woods when it was very dark and we couldn't really see. The halo lights were very helpful. Another cool feature that I like about this car is that it has glass in its doors. Whenever you shut the door, all you hear is glass because the cheap bar, why not? And it just leaves trash, or not trash, but at least just leaves glass wherever it goes. It leaves its mark with some glass. So take a listen to this door. When you shut it, you just hear all that glass. Now I have turned the car around mainly because I want to show you this side, which unfortunately got a little bit more damage than the other side of the car. As you'll see, I'll take you down here to the side so you can see this pretty nasty damage. Little dings. They got little dings here and there. A little bit of a ripple there somehow, maybe? I'm not sure how that happened, but then this is where you get really bad. There's like a big hole right here. Lots of really bad scrapage on this quarter panel. I believe Jake straightened this out pretty well, so it was really bad when we first got it, or when he first got it. Bumper doesn't really stick in all that well, and then it kind of gets worse. There's a literal hole right here. And then just a bunch of weird rippling here and lots of scratches all the way down the side of the car. And then this really gnarly divot right here. But yeah, not the best on this side. This side definitely got the worst of it. You can see the handles got a little scratched up. But hey, it all adds character to the Cheap R. All right, moving on to the interior now. If you didn't see the outside and someone blindfolded you and put you in this car, you would have no idea it had been rolled or crashed or rear-ended or hit a snowdrift at 50 miles an hour. You would have no idea because no airbags went off in this entire car, and everything is about perfect besides the normal wear and tear items. I'll touch briefly on the stuff that has been done to this car. Right now it has a Midland GSMR radio. We have these in all our cars. It's how we communicate on long trips like Wookiees or whatnot, and they're hardwired into the 12 volt for the car so that they can work no matter what. This car has a short shifter, so as you'll see, it is very short and very notchy. Once it's in gear, it's not really moving that much. So yeah, very short shifter. Then pretty much the only other thing in this car it has is the sunroof doesn't work, obviously, as you could guess. Other than that, this car is completely stock, and you would have no idea that this car had been in an accident if you just sat on the inside. Obviously, something I'll touch on is the P3 gauge. Obviously, this is P3's car, so they have a P3 gauge in here. You can see all kind of stuff like temp, coolant temp, speed, battery voltage, RPMs, intake air temps, exhaust gas temperatures, ignition timing, throttle, air fuel ratio, 0 to 60 timers, boost, and obviously I'll put this one back on coolant, but obviously they have a dual gauge in here, one on this side, one on the other side. So that's about it when it comes to interior mods. Alright guys, so that's about it when it comes to the Cheap R. Looks in the interior, but I think it's time for the best part about this car, and that's how it drives. So let's hop in the driver's seat and get it out on the road. So driving the Cheap R, driving around campus right now, I mean, it has the switch down here to close the valve. Just running around campus with the valve closed. It's kind of loud, but not really. It'll really only get loud when you start making boost. But it's super easy to drive. Drives just like my stock Mark 6 Golf R. The only thing is the short shifter is a little more aggressive, so you can kind of feel the engagement a little more. It's way more notchy. Cheap R is on stock suspension, so it drives very nicely. Drives similar to my Mark 6 Golf R. The only difference is I don't know if you can hear that, but it needs a steering rack. It really just needs a steering rack bolted up. Don't know what was going on there. Bolted up so that it can actually stop making this like clicking sound whenever you turn. It's kind of alarming, but I would definitely recommend getting a Stage 2 tune if it is in your budget. Very nice. I mean, it drives just like a regular car. I mean, I'm in a 25 zone right next to a hospital with the valve closed. I'm in traffic. You can't even tell, you know, at least I can't tell that this car is Stage 2 and makes way more power than mine. Right, I mean, it's really bumpy right here. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but lots of bumps right here. Can't really tell. It drives just like a stock Mark 6 Golf R, so I cannot complain there. The Cheap R is definitely very nice in terms of daily driving capabilities. Something else too I should mention with the daily driver, as I make a right turn, is that the clutch, it has a Stage 2 clutch from ECS Tuning. It's a little heavier than stock, but not much, not by much. You can't really tell. Personally, coming from my car, this car, the clutch is not super heavy, and I really enjoy that. So that really helps when it comes to daily drivability. Here we're under a tunnel here. Let's. Oh man. Although it is a very good daily driver, when you want, you can have a little bit of fun with it. Wow. I mean, the difference between my car and this car is actually kind of mind-blowing. It is so much so much faster. And it's a lot louder because it has that downpipe, but holy crap. Four-wheel drive kicks in and just absolutely thrashes you around the corner. I mean, even at highway speeds. Sheesh. Very, very fun to drive. Wow. Still mind-blowing every time I get into the gas. I mean, wow. Oh, it's comical. It's so fun to drive. You know it's a good car when it just puts a smile on your face and you can't stop laughing. See, but you get off the, the freeway. I was just on the freeway, but get off the back roads, turn the valve off, or close the valve, back into downtown Columbus for me, and just a regular old Golf from the inside. Obviously, if you see it from the outside, it looks like a crazy thing, but from the inside, drive just normal. I mean, what more do you need from a car? I mean, take your kids to school, go to the track. I mean, it's crazy. Wow. On the highway, let's say I had a bad day at work, need to relax for a little bit. Close the valve. 65, put the cruise on. The drone, I can't even hear the exhaust really at all. Just a small, faint drone. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, this car is like freaking everything you need. I mean, maybe besides the clackety and the fact that it's extremely out there on the outside with the wrap and the zip ties and the stitches and the screws everywhere and the missing emblem and just the craziness of the outside. But I mean, from the inside, I mean, it's just a regular daily driver. Close the valve, put the cruise on, you're chilling. So that's the cheap R. It is really the best car, the best bang for your buck that you can buy. I mean, with the insurance claim, this car only has $9,000 into it. Stage 2 makes a ton of power, but with the flick of a switch, you can turn the valve off and use it as a daily car. I don't know what else you would need. I mean, you have your fun car and your daily car, take your kids to school car and track car. This thing is about everything you could ask for, and I don't know what else you might need, maybe besides some luxury features, but I mean, come on. I'm young, you don't need those luxury features. If you do, you probably have something that's nice. This is perfect for me. This is perfect for most guys my age. Perfect for most people. I don't know what else you need, but I love this freaking thing. And let me know in the comments what you guys think about this car. It gets mixed reviews. A lot of people love it. Some people hate it. Some people think it's stupid. So let me know what you think about the car. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. But if you like this video, please subscribe, like this video, and also check out P3 Gauges, who own this beautiful car. Couldn't tell by the livery. Check out P3 Gauges. They're amazing. And check out Daddy Doug for giving me the idea to do this with people calling me Noah DeMuro. So here you go.